Heard it all before, man. That's a great track. September 17th. Yeah, we done heard it all before, you feel me? We done heard it all before, you know what I'm saying? So, when it really comes down to it, we done heard it all before. We heard it all before, we seen it all before, done it all before. It's already done. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. Anyway, I've been sitting up here battling with life, period. You know what I'm saying? So, trying to understand life from the perspective of where I'm at now in the thought process of who I am. Man, listen, I was watching this video earlier, right? Because I always say something like that, right? But this video really opened my eyes on a lot of things. Dealing with politics. Did y'all know Jeffrey Epstein literally moved over $5 billion? I think it was 5.1 or 5.2 in Europe, dealing with those young ladies, young children, the young girls. And I thought that was something. I was watching this video on this woman who was speaking on that. She's speaking on a lot of things about politics, period. And the one thing I'm wondering is, to move that amount of money, right? That amount of money, you really got to be on a different type of level to the point of where you are just somewhere in the space of just doing well. Like, you had to have made so many moves and did so much, whether it was good or bad, to actually get there. I mean, I think about having money like that, right? Billions, right? And for some people, billions ain't enough. It's actually a fact. I mean, you look at people like Jay-Z and Diddy, and it's like, yo, that really ain't no real money. Real money is when your family's taken care of for the rest of their existence. That's real money. And looks like Epstein was moving that just in one part of the world. So you talking about 5.25 billion plus. I mean, you were moving and shaking. You feel what I'm saying? You were doing something. So yeah, you were moving and shaking. You were doing something. A lot of people don't even get close to that. You think of how many people in life, right, never even make $1 million in their lifetime, or just barely made $1 million. People that work for like penny jobs, or work for jobs that's not really paying much. You know what I'm saying? If all of us is making $100,000 a year, it'd be a lot easier for a lot of people. Depending on the pricing of how things are now, you would think if we made $100,000 a year, they'd go, okay, we got to raise the price of milk up to $20 a gallon, and then you'd be like, well, what's the point of making $100,000 a year? It doesn't have to be like that. You feel what I'm saying? It really doesn't. It really does not have to be like that. It can be in a better space and in a better thought process. And it all depends on how you want to move your money. As long as everybody can keep their count, it should be simple. I'm being real with you. I don't lose the count on a lot. Shout out to my ex-fiance Esther, who I still love also, besides Kiara. I still love Esther. And Esther, man, she was 500 stacks strong with me. You feel what I'm saying? And I wanted her to have that because I wanted her to be able to take care of her and our stepchildren. So that's actually a blessing. I think about stuff like that, and I do miss all of them. I really do. I really do. I miss all of them for real. I damn near miss every girl I was with, depending on the situation. Being real with you, my memories don't fade like that. Certain people memories fade so fast. I have a hard time remembering what day of the week it is, other than remembering what we had to eat one day. Me and the woman I was with. I never forget. For Kiara, I had actually made breakfast one morning. I never forget how this was. I'm sitting up there bumping King Von, right? I'm bumping King Von, and it's so hilarious. She's doing her job, doing her telemarketing job in my house. Cause I basically live alone. I have my own area of my house, whereas it's closed off from everybody else. I'm by myself, so I have privacy. But it is it's hilarious to where, cause this is like two addresses really. When you come to my house, it's basically one big house, but we split the apartments, so the apartments are split. So basically, Kiara's sitting up there doing her job. I'm bumping King Von, making her breakfast. I'm going outside. Helicopters is flying and shit. When I am out there, it's kind of funny how it went. But I think the happiest moment to me that day was when she had told me my breakfast was good. Even though I ain't gonna lie, I singed the bacon a little bit. You feel what I'm saying? I singed the bacon a little bit. But that's besides the point. I'm sitting there going in and out cooking breakfast while I'm doing shit and doing shit outside. So it is what it is. It's no lie. And I think about moments like that, the happy moments, because she smiled when she had told me. She said, breakfast is good. The bacon was a little burnt, but breakfast is good. I was like, all right. Yeah, that brought a smile to me. That's the sweeter moments of her, of Kiara Williams. As far as Esther was a sweetheart. Esther just had a lot of side shit with her. She really did. And basically all my women always had side shit. I mean, let's be real. If you're dealing with somebody like me, the potential for your woman having an ulterior motive is normal. So I'm not a fool in that. That's the potential of that. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm not a fool in that. I understand that. I understand how life goes with that. When you are who you are, shit can be like that. Shit can literally be like that. So when you sit up there and think about stuff like that, stuff can actually be like that. Life can be like that. Things can be like that. And I'm hoping that story Kiara plays loud. So I'm hoping y'all have me loud. Because I was talking loud enough. But yeah, fixing Kiara breakfast and her smiling and saying the bacon was a little burnt, but it was good. The whole breakfast was good. I made her grits, eggs, bacon. Well, she didn't like eggs. She doesn't like eggs. She had grits and bacon, and it was good. I was glad to make her for her toast. I cooked so many things. I would fried chicken for her, but I'm going back to Esther. With Esther, Esther really made me feel love. Kiara made me feel love too, but Esther really made me feel love. She made me feel, I don't know what's the word, man. I gotta light up when I say this, but to put it in the best word, Esther made me feel like what I was to her. To her fiance, I was gonna be a husband. And but Kiara got money from me. She had got a lot of money. I ain't gonna mislie. Kiara got a lot of money. I looked out for Kiara. I really did. And I had no problem with that. I never really wanted her to pay me back off or nothing. I mean, we had conversations about it, but I didn't give a fuck about that money. I just wanted her to be happy. That's basically what I wanted for Kiara. Esther too. Esther, that was my little queen. Esther was my queen. I miss Esther so much. With Esther, she made me feel like I was gonna be a good husband. Esther got money too, though. Yeah, that NG money was rising. I mean, I basically pushed points in Nigeria on for that shit. I was looking out for a lot of the Nigerian women. Actually, I did pretty good by them. You know what I'm saying? some of them off of TikTok. Some beautiful young ladies too. It's like, oh my God, man, you do this? I'm like, yeah, I did that. In so many words. You're probably still thinking about me. Shout out to y'all lovely ladies on TikTok. You know what I'm saying? All of y'all. Not just the ones from Nigeria. All of y'all from Africa. Everybody from America. All over the world. Whoever I spoke to, whoever I did lives with, challenges and stuff like that. Well, you know, when they had the competitions with the music, they had this one young lady. Pretty girl. Pretty girl. She had I think she had a daughter. She had children. I think it was a daughter. And we were sitting up and I was singing to her, battling with her and stuff like that. That was pretty cool. Yeah, those moments on TikTok made me pretty happy. I'm gonna get back to it. This is right now. I'm just focused on other things. Shout out to my TikTok family. Thumbs up. Shout out to Cal, my cousin Calvin. Thumbs up, kid. Holler at me when you can, bro. I've been trying to, you know what I'm saying, politic and stay out of trouble. For the most part, man, I'm trying to, man. They ain't been locking me up recently, which is a good thing because they're not. I should have been locked up before. All for the stuff they did, which was a lot of lies. And you know, I'll never forget when I went off on the cops that time. That was over Kiara because she was going to a funeral out of town. Which I won't say where she was going out of town to a funeral, but I was very upset. And she was mad at me when she got back and I got out. They locked me up while she was going out there and I couldn't talk to her. She was supposed to come back and be with me. And it really did piss me off because I'm supposed to be there for my woman. And you know what I'm saying? These people is worried about other shit. I'm like, do you realize why I'm cursing y'all the fuck out? I'm supposed to be there for my girl. And she was mad at me. She was like, you were supposed to be there. You're supposed to be here for me. I'm like, I'm sorry. Even though I got locked up, fucking chained up, locked up in a spot. But that's besides the point. Basically, to all the women I ever dealt with, even if I didn't name you, there's some women I haven't named, like Crystal and Angel. To go through names, man. I mean, I could run down the list. Look, it's all love. Brittany, it's love. Capria, I miss you, girl. And we wasn't even in no relationship, but I love Capria. Capria was a good person. I really did like Capria. Shout out to Millie. You already know. I know you probably out there in NY. I stopped by your crib, your old crib, not too long ago. But nobody answered. They probably called me on the ring. Yeah, I still go back to my old neighborhood. I've been back to a couple of my old neighborhoods, actually. No lie. And shout out to my family. Shout out to the Moses family, the Jacksons. Shout out to everybody, the Baps, the C's, everybody. Everybody who I didn't name. Shout out to the P's. Y'all already know. Shout out to your auntie and the fam. Y'all know what's happening. Shout out to my people in California, my people on the East Coast, my people everywhere. Shout out to the whole family. Love and respect. But with Esther, it was more like Esther was preparing me for family life. That's how I look at it. To me, Esther was preparing me for family life. No lie. And I was trying to be the best stepfather I could be. You know, I know the money I was sending her was really helping out. She had a maid and everything, and the maid quit on her, but you know what I'm saying? It was what it was. I just wanted her to be happy and in a good space, and I pretty much don't count financial money as happiness, but I understand the things you could buy with it could make somebody happy. See, that's where we got to get that right. There are people that are in love with money, and there's people that are in love with stuff. And there are some people who don't give a fuck about any of that. And that's where we should be. It's just a blessing to have money and things. It shouldn't be the end all. You feel what I'm saying? And that's real. That's how I look at it. So I'll be sitting in a space just thinking about things really from just the thought process of, yo, look at where your life was and look at where it is now. And I'm blessed, man. I can't do nothing but be blessed. I mean, I was in bad shape when the hacking happened because I was making money doing good. Like I said, I was killing it. The hacking happened and it kind of pushed me back, but I never gave up. A lot of people say you should have gave up, man. You've been fighting this shit for a year. I'm like, yeah, I would have fought it for 100 years. Banged out. I'm hitting everybody. I don't give a fuck. But excuse my language, YouTube, so don't cut this. But I'm just blessed to sit here in this moment and still drop these videos. And trust me, financially I'm gonna be straight regardless. I'm gonna make my money off of this, TikTok and everything else. Trust me, I'm gonna make my money off of this TikTok, all the apps I'm on. I'm gonna make my money. I'm already making money now, so it's kind of like not either or. It's more like putting everything and getting it all together in one space. And I'm good. I'm good for the most part. Really, my whole thing in this whole situation is I didn't really do any of these apps for necessary financial gain. I did it to actually help people with the information I was giving. You know, there's a bit of comedy in my stuff. There's a bit of, like, you laugh at my pain, but I'm being real. You feel what I'm saying? I'm telling you real stories. I'm telling you real things. I'm telling you things that could be factual as well as fact. All depends on how the story goes and how things actually turn out. So I meld reality with not fiction, but meld reality with, what's the word for it? Reality with humor. Best just said. Reality with humor. I make fun of my life. You feel me? When really all I want is to be normal. Just to have a normal life. A lot of people think that life like this is glamorous. No, it's not. When you think of stars who are known, you have to think of all the shit they gotta go through. Having somebody always watching them, having somebody always in their business. You want privacy more than anything. The money's good, but what about the privacy? And when you're dealing with the shadow like me coming out into the world, I was already being watched. Trust me, they've been watching me for a long time. Trust me. I've been on their list for a minute. For a minute. And my life was not glamorous. And I did a lot of things that most people will regret. They say you shouldn't live with regrets. Jay-Z said that, but the reality is you are going to have some sort of regret of what you do. I don't care who you are. You can talk that shit about never live with regrets, but you're going to regret something. Something's going to come back on it, because to live with no regrets is not being realistic to your soul. You have to regret certain things that you know weren't right. I don't care how you look at it. You can try to write it off and say, oh, fuck it, but man, you got to look yourself in the mirror every day and really understand that. So, when it comes to stuff like that, that's the reality, man. And I sit up here and think about what's the next move for me, right? As I'm going into transitioning into life to the way it is. I sit there and think about it. I think about it a whole lot. And I'm just proud to just be alive. Just alive, man. Just on this earth living this life. Because it could be gone like that. And God's blessed me, man. Through all the triumphs, through all the struggles, man, God's blessed me to be on this earth and still battling, man, because I'm a fighter at the top tip. I do not stop fighting. It's in my nature to be a fighter. Me and Kiara used to argue, not all the time, but most of the time. Not even most of the time, half the time. Let's say half the time. It was part of what made us sexy. The good side of it. But I'll just be trying to just live and just do what I can. You feel what I'm saying? Just live and do what I can. So when it really comes down to it, that's how I look at it. That's how I look at it in a nutshell. And that's real. That's real to the T of. That's the realest thing you could ever believe. And that's what I see. I sit there and think about that. I think about where I'm gonna be within the next year. And all I can see is me moving up and going to the top. I'm already at the top. I'm talking about upper tiers than I am. Like, there's levels to this shit, man. I don't care who you are. There's levels to it. There's levels to everything. And you have to understand what level you're on to get to the next level. So, as I progress, my team progresses. I know I have a team. I don't deny that. There's people out there trying to help me as I'm helping myself, and that's thumbs up, man. Thank you, blessings. And I'm just sitting up there, just going through life, going through the motions like anybody else, man. I still gotta live. I still have to have a normality to some level. Just like they say, stars still have to grocery shop, whether they have a maid do it or they do it themselves. Look at what happened to Britney Spears way back in the game when she had a baby. You got the paparazzi acting all crazy, her nerves bad. She jumps into a whip with the child in her fucking lap. Dangerous. Could have got her and the kid killed, like if she would have hit something. But she's just trying to get away from that madness. And Britney's from Louisiana. Britney Spears is from Louisiana. I think she's from Abita, if I'm not mistaken. Can anybody tell me that? Let me know. I know she's from Louisiana. A lot of people from Louisiana, a lot of people don't know. They know of them, but they don't know them from Louisiana. The guy from The Wire, the actor, who played Bunk, he's from Louisiana, from the Ninth Ward, if I'm not mistaken. Dude from She Hate Me, the guy who plays in the Marvel movies, you know that guy? You know what I'm saying? He's from Louisiana. I think he's from the Ninth Ward too. Uh, so shout out to Spike Lee for She Hate Me. That was a good movie. I love that movie. I actually own it. Um, Bootleg copy though. Somebody gave it to me. I didn't buy it. A bootleg. They gave it to me. Shout out to you though, Spike Lee. Do the Right Thing was a great movie. I loved Malcolm X, man. You killed it in Malcolm X. Thumbs up. Um, School Days, Jungle Fever. We can go on and on. But I'm gonna close out saying this. To love life is one of the greatest pleasures you could ever have. It really doesn't matter about necessarily what you're doing as long as you're not doing it against somebody else's will and love. And that's the straight up thing. Look, man, money is a process. certain people do certain things to get money. I'm not knocking nobody with how they make money, like your boy said in the Godfather. Hey, it doesn't matter how you make money, you know. It's not my concern. But nah, for real. I mean, as long as you ain't hurt nobody or impeding on their free will or their freedoms, I feel like that's a thumbs up. You feel what I'm saying? And you gotta make money in this world. We really made it. If money didn't exist, I wonder how the world would be. But I digress. We on some other shit. You feel me? Anyway, I'm gonna close out on old Sheila. So y'all have a blessed day. Blessings, love and respect. That's for ladies. Y'all be easy, man. Stay straight. Y'all stay up.